What's your name?
I'm Sarah.
Sahana Karthik.
Alec Whipple.
My name is Dakota.
My name's Daniel. George Catillus.
My name is Georgia Kimmel.
Yeah, hi. I'm Julian Lang.
Rainy.
And what sport do you play?
I swam in high school.
I play club soccer.
Squash.
Running.
I row for the crew team.
The sport I play is women's lacrosse.
So I used to swim, now I play frisbee.
I play tennis.
I'm a cross-country runner. I'm not on the team here, but I run for fun all the time.
How long have you been rowing?
I've been rowing 4 years of high school and 3 years here.
I started playing soccer when I was 4 years old, so long time.
I've been running since junior year of high school. I joined the cross-country team, and that decision was life-changing.
What's your favorite thing about being on the squash team?
I like that on the squash team we all compete as a team, and I definitely like all the friends that I've made on my team. In addition, I also like being a part of something that feels valued.
I like to play tennis because it connects me with my dad, who's been my coach from day one. And also, I get to meet a lot of cool new people, and it's a sport that lasts a lifetime.
I love to play lacrosse because it's just the competitiveness. It's a very different sport than a lot of other sports out there. And just the people that I play with. A lot of people are very intelligent, very smart, but also very outgoing and just, it's for the love of the game, so I guess.
Especially long runs when I'm with a friend, we can just talk the entire time, which is great. It's a great way to get to know someone. It's a great way to socialize, and especially if you're with a close friend, you can talk about what's on your mind rather than just, have inner dialogue in your head. It's really great to externalize your thoughts and have someone and bounce thoughts off of them and see what they think about them.
I like the individual challenge that it provides. It pushes you to the top of your fitness ability while having to, maintain a good technique to move the boat well.
The best times it felt was like when you shave down, you're tapered, and you're kind of ready to race, and you just feel like a ton of energy. Water feels smooth, and you kind of feel like you have control.
I like to run because I think it's like an hour where I can just think about, it's just a break. It's not anything scripted or any problem I have to solve. It's just think about life. It's kind of like meditation, but sort of a more structured form of meditation.
I started swimming when I was very small, at 5 years old, and I been doing club all the way through high school, and then did doubles of high school swimming and club swimming every day. So it totaled around to 5 to 6 hours of swimming every day, along with a little bit of lifting and dry land or cross training. So that's a total of 7 to 8 hours of training per day.
I guess, one of the first things that comes to mind when, you're on a sports team in general, is what you sacrifice is obviously going out or just having nights out or just hanging out with outside friends like I talked about before. You do sacrifice that a little bit because it's a little bit easier, but then also you need to be with your teammates more often.
In season it's about 12 hours, and out of season maybe 2 or 3, but during the summers it could go up to 6 or 7 all a week.
Running changed the way I viewed myself. It changed the way I viewed the world, partly because when you're running, you're alone. But it is it's a mental battle, but it's more of the feeling that you get through life, like from consistent running. Like, yes, runner's high, like right after a run feels great, but I think when you're consistently running, you perceive life in a better light. Like you feel that things are just going better maybe than they, like, perhaps like life isn't going how you want it to go, yet when you're running consistently you feel that everything's going great.
In the moment, I would say I'm not even really thinking. Things are just moving and stuff's just happening. I'm the goalkeeper, so I stand in the back of the field and I just kind of watch how everything plays around, and then if somebody's coming at me, I'm like, okay, get ready. And then it's just all action, it's no thinking.
Well, it really isolates you in the sense that if you mess up, it's very visible to others. You both can feel it. So, you feel like you're letting your teammates down, but you feel like you're also letting yourself down. And so, you're kind of out there on the stage of the boat, and when you mess up, everyone can see it. Like, it's totally your fault and yours alone, especially if you're rowing in a smaller boat. And it's also just like a deep mental place you have to go, where as a 6-minute race, you really are just taking like 200 to 230 hard strokes, but you can't stop or you're letting everyone else down. So you just have to find that place in your mind, you isolate yourself, and you just try to like talk yourself through it. So it's very isolating in that there's a lot of individual pressure on yourself.
Also, there are certain things you have to talk to yourself in tennis. Most players, I have a notebook over in my tennis bag, and you have your strategies written down. You have the tactics for your forehand, for your backhand, for your serve, for your volley. When something's not going right, you think about what aspect it is, and you focus on that. But also, at the same time, as you're hitting, you can't overthink. So you have to keep that balance of when the point's about to start, you're thinking about what's about to happen and what shot you're going to hit, where you're going to hit your serve, where you're going to hit the return. And once the point starts, your brain has to shut off, and you learn that through practice.
So how do you feel in the moment when you're running?
I mean, often, like, I'll feel tired if I don't want to be running, but if it's a good day, I will feel great. I'll feel light. I'll feel alive. That's definitely... Yeah, I like saying that I feel alive. Going outside and feeling sun and breathing real fresh air, not indoors, feels amazing.
So, I quit swimming for a couple reasons. One, I got injured, so it really set me back and was pretty mentally jarring to not be good and to struggle through and not being able to train as much as the others.
I'd say, especially as a goalkeeper, more often than not, it's just instinctive. Like, you're always watching down the field to see what's happening, but when the ball gets really close to you, you just kind of react, and you trust that your muscle memory and all the hours of practice you put in are going to do the job.
Would you say that running makes you more in tune with your senses?
Oh, absolutely. Running definitely makes me more in tune with my senses, because it also just makes me more in tune with my thoughts and everything that's going on in my life, because when you're running, especially when you're not listening to music, you have time to think about things that are on your mind, and I think that's a very healthy thing, because you're approaching your thoughts from a level of confidence from running, and I think running gives you that confidence.
And overall, does playing squash make you feel more alone or more connected to other people?
I think it makes me feel more connected because I think we're all, especially because it's a team sport, we're all striving for the same goal, which is to win the match eventually. And I also feel more connected because there's always people watching you, and there's people asking you about how your games went or how your games are going to go or when your next game is.
Playing tennis makes me feel more connected to other people because there's so many people in the world who do play tennis. And everyone has certain similar experiences, a variety of coaches, certain drills. And it's easy, even when I got to Tufts, being able to find someone to just be like, let's go pick up a racket and play, it allows that connection. And also, when I'm home, I play in an adult league, and I play with my dad on the team, and it's like a bunch of 50, 60-year-old men and women. So you can connect to different age groups. I will also, when I'm home, teach younger children, and then I also connect with my friends, and you get to travel with people, and also you get to connect with people on and off the court, and it's just a really great community and connections.
Well, kind of like I said, there's really no set individual. Like, individually you're doing something, but it only matters how you sync up with everyone else. So you and those 7 other people have to match your rhythm correctly, apply power at the same time. You're all going for the same thing. So it really kind of takes the individual out of it. But so once you get out of your own mind, it's just you and 7 other people combined into one force moving the boat. So it's completely like a team effort. There's no... You can't be the star in rowing. You have to... Being the star is just being in sync with your teammates. So it's a very team-oriented exercise in that sense.
So overall, do you think rowing makes you feel more alone or more connected to others?
I think it makes you feel more connected because while there is some isolating mental elements of it, the fact remains that anything you do is useless unless you're doing it at the same time and at the same rate, at the same pressure as your teammates. And they don't give out individual awards for rowing. There's no MVP, personally. There's no leading scorer. It's just, did you win the race or did you lose it? And that completely relies on what you do with your teammates. So I definitely think it makes you feel more connected to others.
There's relays and individual sports. So if I answer your question correctly, you feel like a team in swimming when you're doing relays and you have a whole team behind you cheering for you, and you also got your 4 guys for doing the relay yourself. So you're always cheering each other on. You're always hyping each other up before they get on the blocks. I think that's a really good team aspect of the sport. Not only that, but when you're sitting on the chair, you're sitting on the bleachers, you're waiting for an event, you're always standing up, you're cheering for anybody that's swimming or that's just relaxing, just getting ready for another race. We're always just trying to be together. No one's ever by themselves. Always try and stay like a group so that we can always maintain a good energy before every single race.
Well, definitely, I think running makes me both connected and more in tune with myself, and it helps you cope with loneliness or being alone, which isn't always a bad thing, obviously, but I think definitely overall, running has made me more connected and has allowed me to, or has helped me become more social and learn how to interact with others better.